on it. Yes, I will be a Fiifi-Manfred City evening edition. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube like we do. I had it. It is the constant analysis update. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, Saturday be a canon. So subscribe to the channel and they are subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. And get very imperative. So we're subscribing to channel. Now we're turning on notification. Now in the notification turning on, we're making sure so we choose you all. Good evening to everybody wherever you are. Over here, we'll give you the best in terms of analysis on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And then in Comobibri, there is a video of Enzo Maresca, sorry. Ofri Cobham, Ofri Stamford Bridge actually. After the Chelsea ball game and against team of friend Aston Villa. Now Obi a question. The reaction of Enzo Maresca to that question is very intriguing. Very intriguing. In fact, when I saw the video and the reaction of Enzo Maresca, I just shook my head because that's a reaction, a very funny reaction from coach your friend Enzo Maresca, and I didn't expect him say obe masa reaction over he did that. Obviously there's also one from Cole Palmer after the game against Aston Villa. A journalist will be sounding a question also. The reaction of our bench friend Cole Palmer was also a very funny one, but it tells generally where Chelsea are, what Chelsea wants to do, the plan of Chelsea Football Club. I saw analysis I'm Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now what you have to understand, and I say this week there are lots of games because there are games our English Premier League, the games our Spanish La Liga, there are midweek games there, a lot of games because of baby so subscribe to the channel now. I'm sure subscribe because we'll give you back to back analysis of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Over here we will leave no stone unturned in terms of the updates that will give you the more consistent updates as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe and turn on notification. Madrid for our big one this midweek. Of course, there is Barcelona that also has a huge one this week. We'll talk about all of that. There is a huge update our FC Barcelona after a game against team friend Las Palmas for Sport Echo reporting said as a result of hangover. See, and you just hangover. I think that there are real issues over Barcelona. I mean, in terms of game number one against Las Palmas, Barca said they were not good enough. I mean, what they had to do on the ball, off the ball. I don't particularly think that it is only down to Barca for a little bit overconfident, and I say Bisa. I don't think that that's the issue, but there are real issues over FC Barcelona. I think that the depth in terms of quality, Barca won a little bit light. It should be Marc Casado, the other Barca team. His absence was really felt against Las Palmas. There was a similar lack of control from team your friend FC Barcelona. Again, if you look at the double pivot of Casado de Pedri, it seems to have been a very good pivot, a very good duo. For FC Barcelona, and when they don't have it, it affects the team at the back also. Inigo Martinez have been having a very good season, but the truth of the matter is that Inigo Martinez, he's not going to be there for a very long time. Ronald Araujo, first choice center back, no EPRA. Now, also in the game against Las Palmas, Barca had to tweak a lot of things. The movie, and of course, Gerardo Martin coming in. All of these ones were not good enough. And of course, I mentioned friend Alejandro Balde, so prior in that game now, Barca, boy, and of course, Barca. Yes, they don't play well, they don't win the game, but then on my captain of the day, Rafinha. In fact, usually, so Barca games, that's Rafinha captain's armband, that's a Frankie de Jong eba. Rafinha usually takes on the captain's armband and then gives to Frankie de Jong. But for some reason, it looks as if Rafinha is being given a lot of motivation to keep the captain's armband. This weekend, Frankie de Jong came on. Rafinha was with the captain's armband. He didn't give the armband to him. He kept on. He went on still with the armband. That was giving him, and I'm beginning to think that Barca for the conversation with Frankie de Jong in terms of the contract extension and shouldn't be a pay, and it may be affecting a branch of Frankie de Jong. Someone last week I came to explain to you why Barca will be looking at moving on from a branch here, your friend Frankie de Jong. Obviously, that is if Marc Casado can keep his focus and then not get a lot of silly yellow cards and red cards, and then of course Marc Barnau as Ebabaka, then definitely he's going to have a good one. Of course, Hansi Flick spoke about Casado. Or say Casado has improved a lot since the start of the season. He has already played his first international match. He knows how to read opponents, how to position himself in every moment. When we want to make when we make a mistake, he is there. He knows what to do on and off the ball. And that's exactly what I was talking about in terms of the impact of Marc Casado to shield in the Barca backline. I think that some of these very good deep line playmaking players now, almost best attribute without the ball, the cognitive ability to read a game. You see, so almost a very good ability to read a game, so much so that they could sniff out danger. It was okay. You're making mistakes. The ball seems like to go here. I mean, he's able to predict and know where the ball will go, and then of course positions himself in the right place to win the ball. But on hugely physical. I don't use just the physical ability or the athleticism of Kita. It's more about the cognitive ability, of course, backed with the little physical ability and cognitive ability. And that's what Barca for MSA when they played over there this weekend against Las Palmas, and they want to return. In fact, there's been a pre-match press conference in the next set of games at Barca. Of course, Inaki Pena was one of the best players FC Barcelona. The last time they were out, he has been very, very good for Barcelona. Since we'll just shake me by, it has really put a Brent F in Inaki Pena on his toes, and he has played some good football for Team your friend FC Barcelona. Of course, Hansi Flick was asked about Barca and your current form, so let's imagine La Liga now. And I'll say the La Liga is very long. We have to fight to win. This is Barcelona. We'll do everything to win. Hansi Flick, I don't want to put pressure on Araujo, but we have positive feelings. He feels well in training. He has to take it step by step. I can't say if he will return for the next match or next week, but I'll wait to see where Ronald Araujo is going to be. Of course, don't be sad about, are you worrying? I begin to worry about the refereeing decisions affecting the results on the table. And Felix, no, it depends on us. When we play well, you win matches. I don't think matters a lot what you say. I don't want to use that as an excuse. We need to play well. There are lots of reasons why we concede goals. It's all about defending and being in the right moments, applying the right pressure and defending. I said this morning, said there have been a lot of deep runs against Barcelona, a lot of teams coming up from deep, not really running directly, but they do a lot of diversion of their runs, getting behind Team friend FC Barcelona, and then they get the goals from there. And I think that Barca really would have to look at that. Of course, in December, Barca airborne Nyamiadma Tuesday away. Then they go on to go and play against Real Betis. Then they go on to go and play Dortmund over there. Then they go and play against Deportivo Leganes. Then they go on to go and play Atletico de Madrid on Saturday. So Barca have huge games coming in, and say they need to go on and then get results against all of the teams on of course on the part of Real Madrid after so closing it down. And you see, there is one thing I like about Madrid, and they say even when Madrid are not playing well, they find ways to get results. And it was clear in this weekend game on Moboye when they were not playing particularly well, and then they had to get results, and that's exactly what they did. And Oshe Madrid team now, it was a team that had a lot of issues in the middle of the park, a lot of squad depth, so no one should near or but they had to grind results. They had to play well. They need to say someone share the opportunity about at the moment to close down the number of points in the Spanish La Liga, and it was going to blow away from them. So they needed to go on and then get results, and that's exactly what Madrid did, winning by 2-0. Of course, a good job done by Brentford friend Jude Bellingham after saving Mbappe MSA penalty at Anfield. This penalty, Jude Bellingham and the boy. Then the next one, Kylian Mbappe got a goal, and I think that generally Madrid were good. On the next games, Madrid airborne. It looks as if now they've gotten some stability. They've gotten stability when Raul Asensio and your friend Antonio Rudiger when it comes to the centre back pair, and even in the absence of Eda Militao and Abrantia friend on the video Alaba, that seems to be a good one. Fela Mendy back into the possible lineup. Nyamiad Mochina, Lucas Vasquez, Luka Modric, Jude Bellingham, Federico Valverde, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo Goes, and Ibrahim Diaz Beba. And of course, it means that it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 double pivot of Luka Modric and Abrantia friend Federico Valverde. A lot of work for Federico Valverde to do to cover the ground, to win duels, to make sure that we'll be holding up the fort for team friend Marin. Of course, after there's going to be Kylian Mbappe, who seems to be playing off the left essentially. The emergence of Abrantia friend Raul Asensio is a blessing to Carlo Ancelotti. Raheem Chimini can now return and play as a midfielder. I think that's a very good thing that's happened to Madrid. The fact that Raul Asensio comes in and then now he can go and play at centre back, and then of course when Raheem Chimini back, he can go and play on the midfield area, and it's very important. Say Obenyabi, one could do on one boss and a ball in that area. Of course, this week Madrid Aircraft at the San Mamé against Athletic Bilbao. That's a tough game for team friend Madrid to play. But looks as if Madrid for are beginning to get everything together. Everything seems to be fine. Of course, after the game, this last weekend, Jude Bellingham went to Instagram. I'm not sure. I'll say all checks are good, ready for Wednesday. Thanks for the message he's talking about it. When you have possible injury and also when you're Jude Bellingham says everything seems to be right for him, and then he's back into his team in terms of Wednesday match on the board. Of course, Ren Chimeni and the other players were back, were training in there for Team Friend FC Real Madrid, and they would want to go on to get the results in. It means that Chimeni it goes straight into the middle of the pack because Raul Asensio has been really good, very good, and Madrid are working on giving him a new contract because he really has been quality on and off the ball. Kylian Mbappe went on his Instagram and says, "Holla, Madrid." Spoke about how Madrid were good on and off the ball in terms of what he gave them. Team Madrid got a good win, and they want to build from there. OT Hansi Flick, I'll say, I mean, Spanish La Liga near long, and Madrid knows this. They'll keep on coming. They'll try and get results over there. CC Bibia, okay, I'm almost over there in terms of the games, the kind of football that Madrid wants to play, how the season really is going to pan out over there, and how well they are going to play them. It's only a matter of time that Chelsea, Madrid will have that conversation and then speak about a lot of things over there, and then we'll see. Of course, it's time to have that big update over them, because obviously there is this video I saw, and it's a Chelsea. Teams know upon free match no more Kofia. What happens is that usually fans stand by the roadside when they see the players, they say hello to them, see coaches say hello to them. So Enzo Maresca is coming, and on their driving, I think there was somebody else on the passenger seat. And once Enzo Maresca about there's a fan that sees Enzo, obviously sports Enzo, and of course they say, Enzo rolls down his glass, or you try to need now in San Comodino when Enzo Maresca immediately he starts doing that. Enzo Maresca listens to what he's saying. No emotions. Doesn't laugh, doesn't smile, doesn't do anything. He just rolls up his glass, winds up the glass now. And then the fan in himself starts to laugh at what Adia Enzo Maresca. You know what? Let's just go and look at that video. It's just our video, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about it. There's also another one of Cole Palmer. Also after the pre-match, post-match interview with BBC Four, he was in there in the booth. The journalist asking about his Chelsea beating J league title. He looks at him in a very funny way, and then says that it's too early, man. It's too early. And then also that's also something I want us to watch it. Yes, look at those two videos. We'll come back and get inside in the analysis of us on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube.
One question: do you think it's possible for Chelsea to win the Premier League this season? Thank you.
A great win. What was the most pleasing part of it from your point of view?
3 points.
All the better.
Why can't you be seen as title contenders? Arsenal have spoken about that. You've got exactly the same record as them.
It's too early, man.
Yeah, so you heard a video of Enzo Maresca where a fan was asking him, why does he say Chelsea cannot win the league? And I like his reaction over there. Only it is easy for Chelsea to get ahead of themselves as it stands now. You see, it's a long season. And so and he gets a little bit complacent. You get complacent and you begin to drop points in times you're not supposed to drop points. I think that this is a time where Chelsea has to pick the most points that they can pick all season. In fact, if you look at the next set of games, Chelsea or English Premier League, there is after Aston Villa, there is Southampton. After Southampton, I think that there is Tottenham Hotspur this weekend. I said Chelsea about Tottenham Hotspur. The rest of the games that are there for Chelsea to play are hugely manageable games, but the time is very short. So Chelsea will play Southampton on Wednesday, play Tottenham Hotspur on the 8th of December. Then 1 week time, they go on to go and play against Brentford. Now, I think in that week, there's a Conference League game that Chelsea has to play. They'll play Brentford or Stamford Bridge. Then they'll go away at the Goodison Park to go and play Everton. Then they go stay at home to play in a London derby against Fulham. Then there is Ipswich Town on the 30th of December. Now, December looks like a month. There are lots of games Chelsea need to play a sniff it, but they're also very, very manageable games as a Chelsea team. And you know, so what Enzo Maresca? Anytime he goes into a pre or post match press conference, when Baby Sani said, "Why can't Chelsea win the title?" He brushes it off. He throws it away because he doesn't want to be the one to start bringing complacency. I've said it several times. If Enzo Maresca goes openly and says that Chelsea be winning, he will be branded as a clown if he doesn't win, and that will affect the psyche, the thought process, the confidence of the players. No, he doesn't want that. He wants to focus on what he's doing on the field of play, get results, win games consistently, which is very, very important. Now, if he doesn't get those things also, so one can say also one managing, we just come in. It's also a wrong one. He lets the players know say they can win. Let them know that there are lots of confidence in them. They can play some good stuff. But in all of that, they need to be measured on expectation. That's why I like the fact that he didn't put up any form of emotion when that's up fun. Looked at him and said, "Oh, Enzo, why can't we win English Premier League?" He just looks at him like that and then winds up the glass because there's no point in the conversation. And I love the fact that it was even same with Cole Palmer in the post-match press conference where Cole Palmer essentially is being asked a lot of questions. And I like the maturity of the players, and I think it's something that it comes from Enzo and as a rub of the players now. Bizarre is that what's the most important thing in the game? I don't say 3 points is the most important thing. And he asked him that I didn't see that Chelsea ain't in the English Premier League, I'm more tired of the same points and everything with Arsenal. I would say that's too early, man. And it's really too early. Chelsea fan, don't put it in your head. Say Chelsea are English Premier League because Chelsea aren't there yet. It's too early, and it's important to understand that the target for this season is a winning of the top four. Now it doesn't mean say you call a dying best of the season. That's there's a chance to win the English Premier League. Chelsea because of the top four. No, they'll fight for it. But as it stands now, they need to eschew complacency, and I think as fans it has to be same. They need to focus on the game, on the field game, because Ocean match means Toria must be a tricky game away at the London Olympic Stadium. Toria must be stadium. Chelsea have to be careful. They are not careful, they can be a trouble. So it's a tricky game. Away at Brentford. At home against Brentford. Brentford are tricky. Joan Wessa and Brian Mbeumo are very stubborn in almost everything. In fact, I felt that Thomas Frank is one of the managers that you really don't want to play against. If you are playing against Thomas Frank, you know that he can hurt you. Compact mid block central blockade when a 3-back system and with players that work very hard on and off the ball. It's difficult for everybody to play against them. So you can't particularly put in your head, say, okay, you're better Brentford and just like that. So thinking I will win English Premier League because you are getting wins. The reason why Chelsea are winning consistently is that they are working hard, they are preparing better, and with your players now, Enzo is giving them the tools. Maresca is giving them the tools to play well, to get better, and to get results over there. Everton again at the Goodison Park can be a tricky one for Chelsea. They need to be careful. Of course, at home against Fulham in the London Derby, yes, on paper is an easy game, but also can be tricky over there, which is very, very important. And one of the things that is important is that, you see, at this point in time, because there are going to be a lot of games, there's a possibility of muscle fatigue. And for Wesley Fofana, you can't say a muscle fatigue and has a possible injury, But I like the fact that Wesley goes onto Instagram and tells Obiase just a little bit of the muscle misbehaving and that he's going to be back, because Enzo Maresca after the game did say he was possibly going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks. He said it based on the fact that usually some muscle problems it takes that's long. And a friend Wesley Fofana came out and said, no, there are no issues. That he's going to be better. Because we Chelsea team now. Yes, Benoit Bellachile in the recent times Wesley Fofana be proud and he has been good against Leicester City and over LCB. He was good. Had a friend what's his name? Levi Cole in the middle as a CCB and Wesley Fofana as an RCB. They were good at the back. They played very well. They controlled the game largely. But then again, the problem, however, is that now anytime Benoit Weber he's good, he plays well. But Benoit ain't as aggressive as Wesley Fofana. Now, Chelsea centre backs now, you always need a cat and dog. And I've said it several times here. One of them that reads the game to do the sweeping job, that's the cat. Then the dog is the aggressive centre forward that just goes into duels. And that is Wesley Fofana. He does it impeccably. Say Obe follow the danger. Ocean against Aston Villa consistently. He was following Morgan Rogers every zone. Anytime, not Morgan Rogers, he was on Oli Watkins. Anytime Oli Watkins by Tenibia. The first one Chelsea on Bobo Nituma, Oli Watkins, he winning sad well. you could see say Enzo Maresca stands on the touchline and it gives him the thumbs up, say it's fine, keep on going. And from there, Abrantia Efreno and Wesley Fofana was very aggressive, won the duels on Oli Watkins, and it was better in that regard. And that's what you get from a centre back beater. Into he say Uprana so now for 5 weeks, it's really going to affect Chelsea unless Benoit Badiashile can step up in terms of the aggression, in terms of ball playing. He's not a bad player. He can really be very, very good on the ball. He can be very good playing out from the back. He can be really good breaking the lines. He can be good in terms of reading of the game. But it's the aggression, the defensive bits, the physicality, you know, and sometimes Benoit lacks in his play that really affects him on and off the ball. And I think that's something that Benoit Badiashile really has to do better. But I saw you better. He has to play well. He has to do better. He has to be better in that regard in terms of what he gets from the team, you know, on and off the ball, and how aggressive he can be if he wants to get close to what Abrante and Wesley Fofana be. So it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good at all over there if Chelsea lost Abrante and Wesley Fofana for a very, very long time. You need to be very, very careful. In there, it's important. Even though they play Liverpool in the league, you know, I watch our games and I feel I've seen Liverpool a few times and micromanage games to win. We impose and play our game. Mind you, you're still learning. I think that's why Chelsea here. It's a very, very good moment that Chelsea are in, because the kind of games that Chelsea share, how a lot of people did not believe in the project. And I say, I mean, for those of you that were watching Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube those days, when I kept on talking about Chelsea and what they can do, I told you that it's just a matter of time. Chelsea will be fine. It's just a matter of time. Chelsea really can go on and win games, and they can do that. I mean, how much Chelsea against Southampton. Southampton have rested more than them, but it looks as if Chelsea are in very, very good level. Now, the thing is that, so watch it, Russell, Southampton team now, only a very good player from the back. They don't really sit off. Only the regular team and you're promoting for English championship. Best set it off and then they don't play well. That's not what they do. Now, what Russell does is that while many players know the luxury of time to play out from the back, say play out from the back, not to go long essentially. So I think that it's one of the games where Chelsea really have to be careful. One, yes, Chelsea can go in for the man-to-man press somewhere against Aston Villa. But when you are doing it against Southampton, you have to be slightly careful. Now, when I say you have to be slightly careful, I'm talking about the zones in which you want to press and then the structure. I like the hybrid press at Enzo Maresca, and of course I game against Aston Villa, because when you're playing against Villa, that's how you want to play. You really want to make sure they are being aggressive, they are being in their faces, and don't let them have the ball. And of course, so press aggressive side there. Then you need your centre backs, you need your full backs to also be in tandem, and that's why Abrante for Nicholas Jackson was the press trigger. But then the technical leadership of Cole Palmer was very, very important in urging the Chelsea boys. Anytime that Nicholas Jackson goes, he raises his hand, call the guys that we are going man for man this time. We are not going man for man this time. We are using a cover shadow this time. And that's the next level in terms of development of players. When you get to the level where now the team can now grow in the level of technical, there can be a technical leader on the field of play who directs the team where to go when they have to go. And I think that's say Chelsea ever press Villa there, it's going to be a press that should be similar to against Villa match, you know? And I think that's what Enzo Maresca looks like he's going to do. The same press scheme against Aston Villa, because they play from the back. They will come back from Southampton with no less than 5 goals on Wednesday. But with 2 days off the rest before the game, I doubt we will have the same intensity. Either way, I still expect us to pick 3 solid points. Yes, maybe the intensity will not be as good as Southampton, as against Aston Villa, but Chelsea really needs to go on and then get a job done. Somebody sent me a message where he said Marco Correa doesn't get his flowers. Maybe not here, because for us, we've spoken about Marco Correa, and again, he's part of the players that I've spoken about for a very long time that people really did not give credit for, and then we had to give credit for, and we did here. And we're too versatile. Now people understand, and you see, you at Chelsea, sometimes you need to be a little bit careful in terms of judging players, and people need to be careful. Now people understand why Pep Guardiola wanted Marco Correa. People understand why Brighton wanted to sell him for 60 million, because of the versatility. So all building a back now here, we only born a ball, technical ability to play out from the back. Correa is there for you. He can play out from the back like that. Then if you want somebody that can do that same job, to invert and come next to the DM, to play through in that area, to be aggressive and press and counter press, to lead the rest defense, now Correa can do that job again for you. Then again, if you want somebody that can overlap and then cut in, cut back, attack the space, Kukurea can do that for you. And I think that Mark Kukurea has been spot on. I mean, since for a lot of people, they saw it since the Euros, but Mark Kukurea has always been good. I mean, it just peaked or crescendoed during the Euros when people could see, and now he keeps on going. He has been very, 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 very instrumental. I think that he is every manager's dream, every football manager's dream. The options he gives to the team on the ball, off the ball, which zones he receives the ball, how he plays, and his dedication is so important, or a nuisance to a lot of fullbacks, to a lot of wingers over there. And in Chelsea himself, they have a huge player on their hands on a brand here. Your friend Mark Kukurea on Chelsea are going to have a day off and then return. Of course, in English Premier League, Chelsea and Arsenal, are on the same number of points. Chelsea know, so they need to keep up the momentum. Chelsea 4 and them have come out through a brand here. Your friend Jacobs Ben. No, Okase and Yari Chelsea area branch your friend Mihailo Modric ever go on loan. They are not going to let Mihailo Modric go on loan as it stands now. This is what because Ben says Mihailo Modric is not available for loan or sale in January. No chance he leaves mid-season. Chelsea continue to back Modric and over there. I think that Modric really Chelsea would want to use him a lot of the times in the English Premier League and of course in the conference. I saw some Enzo Maresca after the Leicester after the Aston Villa game. They began to prep him for that team in that game against against Southampton. I think that he'll play in that game against Southampton over there. It's very, very important that Chelsea begin to use our brand here, your friend Mihailo Modric, because he's super important to them. Shall we talk about the performance of these two yesterday? Of course, Chelsea accounts talking about the quality of Enzo Fernandez and your brand here, your friend Moises Caicedo. The two South Americans have been brilliant on and off the ball. The Ecuadorian and of course the Argentine, they have been super and they've been playing very, very well for Chelsea over there. And I think that's an excellent play over there from Chelsea and what they want to do. This today's update. Much now we'll bring you more. We'll bring you a lot of the analysis. Much I bring you the proper pre-match analysis of the games that are going on Tuesday. We'll talk about that. Of course, I'll have them on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. When subscribe, subscribe and turn notification. Until then, see you. Bye bye.